Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Kingmaker Enhanced Edition with me, Bring It Down. So, I started to record, or I thought I started to record, and I didn't. And I actually made it all the way down to all the way down here. Because my goal, I'm going to finish the Mysterious Shrines this episode. So 3, 4, and 5 will be done. Again, I know that I'm doing it right because I confirmed it when I was trying to record earlier, but I never pressed the record button. But it's fine, I didn't spoil anything for myself. I already knew it was going to happen.
In due time.
So it's not like you guys are missing like the initial reaction. Because again, I've already done it all. But I do think in my last Let's Play I did all the Mysterious Shrines in one episode. So if you're trying to use it as a guide, I'd probably go back and find that episode. I don't remember what it's called. The nearly erased inscription reads, "Time erases the blood spilled here, but our grief lives on, my queen."
I'm there.
Yeah, so as I stated previously, you get some really good loot out of this. I don't know what happens if you choose the other option, the evil option. We'll find out in my next Let's Play, or my next time I play through the game, as my chaotic evil character. But for this one, I'm going to pick the good option. Alright, so we head south. There's the other Mysterious Shrine. Alright, so this is number 4.
I do what I must.
Then after we finish the Mysterious Shrines, we will head towards the Rushlight Tournament without any further delay. Yeah, you can see my previous off-camera play or gameplay. Alright, so that one's supposed to be there, I think. The nearly erased inscription reads, "Sleep well, my queen. Rest in your endless sleep, and let us, the betrayers, have dreams in your stead."
I'm off.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to reread all the Ravena's armor. That's fine. It tells a pretty good story. I miss having more strength-based characters in my party. It made inventory management much easier. Alright, so we just head south. Middle of nowhere is somewhere we're going to go to later. We don't want to go there right now. So we need to cross down here regardless. This is Patox. We cannot enter Patox. I'll show you why. A whole army of mean-looking guards awaited us at Patox's gates. They're led by a pompous buffoon named Walsh Kellaway, a Patoxian magistrate no less. "Leave now, your highness. King Irovetti's orders," he said. We look at each other and politely ask Walsh to let us enter. Alas, one can't get anything in this life with the help of mere politeness. The magistrate didn't even bother answering, but his eyes grew even more impudent, and his smile more contemptuous. Then we kept what remained of our dignity and turned away. You can try attacking the gates. Nothing happens when you do. Oh, there's the Giggling Hill. Need to rest.
Just think of it. All
hordes of barbarians, destroyed civilization and reason for once claiming victory over savagery and brute force. It almost makes me feel optimistic.
You disappoint me. Don't you see that victory has merely doomed us to further torment and trials, while the barbarians have found their eternal peace?
Alright, and then into the Giggling Hill we go. Alright, and I am going to, well, first I'm going to drop this stuff. Where's it at? So we're close to our encumbrance level before we hit heavy. I'm actually going to give everybody Bull Strength who doesn't have strength bonuses. But that's only for
Rotus awaits us.
Adventures
what I'm
call to
trying to
that.
say. And so we can grab all the gear that we're about to get pick up.
Patience.
And harem, let's go ahead and do this. Alright.
I'm there. I'll take care of it.
Alright, just send him ahead. Don't want to put everybody up here. Alright, Queen Raveena. A moan echoes around you, full of old pain and deep relief, as you move the last megalith into place. A woman appears before you, the same woman whose ghost you saw when you discovered these ruins. Her shoulders tremble slightly, but her posture displays strength and authority. Alive again. Finally. The woman turns to you. I can barely find the words to express my gratitude, stranger. Those who betrayed me, they did oh so much to prevent me from returning to this world. And yet here I am. It is thanks to you. I would like to reward you before I leave to take my revenge. Who are you? My name is Raveena, Queen Raveena once, but with my kingdom lost to the dust of centuries, there is little sense in this title. These lands were previously mine, until my beloved knights betrayed me. You mentioned something about revenge. It is a long story, and I prefer not to waste any time, but as you were the one who rescued me, you deserve at least a brief explanation. Long ago, I ruled these lands with the help of my 5 most trusted knights. We were close, like a sister and her brothers, perhaps even closer. It was those 5 beloved souls who betrayed me. They knew all my secrets. They knew the locations of my shrines and their purpose. They also knew that my patrons, the demon lords, would never let me die in peace. That is why my knights changed the order of the megaliths in my shrines, severing my ties with the abyss so I could not call upon the demon lords to rescue me. And so it happened. The blades of the betrayers pierced my heart, and my spirit was locked within this shrine, until you set me free. Sadly, centuries have passed. My 5 brave knights are long dead. I can't look into their eyes, can't ask them the questions that have burned within me all this time. And yet, their offspring still live in this world. I will find them, I will make them mine. Excuse me. Their great-grandfathers so feared serving a demon worshipper that they betrayed me, the one they swore on their lives to protect. Their great-grandchildren, the blood of their blood, will either become demon worshippers or demon prey. That will be my revenge. You're evil incarnate, and I can't let you go free. Sad, but expected. O Lords of the Abyss, your daughter calls upon you.
This will hurt.
Taste my
Alright, that was pretty easy, since she failed her her saving throw against the hold person. There we go. Sorry, hold monster at the site.
What troubles you?
It was actually hold monster. That's interesting. Alright, anyway, let's read all of her gear descriptions. I'm gonna pause it so my buffs don't wear off. So we're not done here. So first things first is Raveena's Kiss. It's a bastard sword. So I mentioned in the last episode that a lot of the gear that you get here for the Mysterious Shrines is really good on Valerie. And since Valerie, I think it initially starts with the bastard sword proficiency. I'm not sure about that. But if you follow what the game set forth for each character, you'll probably give Valerie a bastard sword. Anyway, it's a +5 Adamantine bastard sword. With this sword, the demon-worshipping Queen Raveena knighted 5 of her most loyal warriors, who later betrayed and murdered her. Her fury and their guilt still live within this sword, filling it with power. This +5 Adamantine bastard sword grants its wielder the ability to cast Harm spell 3 times per day as an 11th level cleric. Oh yeah, I'm going to give this to Harem. He's going to lose his constitution bonus, but I don't think he needs it. He's going to gain 2 armor class from this, which I think is better. Anyway, her helmets. Raveena's crown. This helmet belonged to warrior Queen Raveena. The queen used to say it was uncomfortable to wear a crown under the helmet, but it was also silly to put it on top. That is why she never wore an actual crown, calling her helmet one in jest. It gives you damage reduction 10 versus cold iron and good. Raveena's shadow. This cape belonged to warrior Queen Raveena, who succumbed to evil and was betrayed and murdered by her loyal knights afterward. This cloak grants its wearer +5 resistance bonus on all saving throws and immunity to poison, which is pretty good. Okay, I'm going to give this to him, and she will get this because she's already immune to poison. There we go, something like that. Alright. Raveena's Oath. It's just a +5 heavy shield. Sadly, it's not a tower shield, so it's not... The whole set isn't as good for Valerie, as if this was a tower shield, the whole set would be perfect for her. The shield belonged to warrior Queen Raveena, and received its name from the Queen's famous faithfulness to her word. Neither this shield, nor the Queen's oath could be broken. This turned out to be true in a way, but the Queen's faithfulness did not stop her from becoming an evil demon worshipper, and her shield's strength did not save Raveena when she was betrayed and assassinated by her own knights. This +5 heavy shield can be used as a weapon. On a successful hit, it makes the target bleed for 1 to 6 damage per turn. Effects of multiple applications of this effect stack. Bleeding stops when the battle ends, or when the target is cured by any effect that restores HP. Then Raveena's Embrace. +4 armor Adamantine. +4 Adamantine armor. There we go. It's easier to say that way. This armor was created centuries ago by a half-elven armorsmith, Queen Raveena's bastard-born brother. He called the armor Raveena's Embrace in memory of his childhood, when his elder sister used to hug him, as if trying to protect him from all danger. When Raveena succumbed to evil and began worshipping 5 cruel demon lords, her loyal knights plotted against her, luring the queen into a trap and murdering her. Her brother was among the murderers. And it gives her 3 damage reduction. So yeah, there's a lot of damage reduction, and again, since Valerie has such a high constitution and a focus on constitution, she has a ton of health, so all the damage reduction is really nice. And here we have another piece of sky metal. The nearly erased inscription reads, "The night is dark, my queen. Dark is your heart. Dark is the despair that consumed our lives when we killed you." So I think she was initially a queen, but she didn't worship demons at first. But she got to that point somehow.
Speak. Amranda gratior. Lisano danium.
Alright, so I'm going to lure the red caps I'm gonna quick save before I do anything else. And then I'm gonna lure the red craps to me with the skeletons.
My skills are getting rusty.
And then our leader charged forwards. Hey, wait for me!
I'm gonna hold here because they're gonna come to me. Let's do Righteous Might for both of them.
Strike! My masterpiece! My gift to you!
Our harem might die here.
Unworldly.
Alright.
Definitely will be.
Really close. But he's alright.
Yes, I'm still here.
Super duper close.
You have my attention.
Alright. Another resounding
I'm
success.
there.
Thundering Claw of the Bear God. Here we go. So this is the second best scimitar I think you can get for Reg. It might be the best. So it's a +4 Shock Thundering Wrath of the Bear God. The Bear God Tyrannus, a relatively unknown kobold deity, bestowed this unusual scimitar to the heroic bear-riding kobold cavalier Radon as a reward for his bravery and unshakable faith. A few small kobold tribes in the Stolen Lands worshipped Tyrannus for teaching the kobolds agriculture and medicine, despite the lack of divine powers received by any worshipper. Additionally, the apparent lack of any knowledge of agriculture or medicine in said tribes might be a sign that faith in Tyrannus originated elsewhere. Small text in the draconic language of kobolds is engraved on the sheath saying, "Swipe before bite," one of the many obscure commandments of the Bear God. Thundering Claw of the Bear God is a +4 Shock Thundering Scimitar. Any creature struck by a critical hit from this scimitar or its wielder's natural attack becomes the target of lightning as per Call Lightning Storm spell, 5 to 6 damage, 24 difficulty check reflex half. All natural attacks from both the wielder of the scimitar and the wielder's animal companion have concussive and shock modifiers applied to them. If the wielder is wild shaped into a bear, or if their animal companion is a bear, the sonic and electrical damage from their attacks is increased to 1 to 10. So it's also good if you shapeshift or have an animal companion.
I do what
But
I
Reg
must.
crits a lot. Because scimitars have a natural high chance to crit. Alright, screw it. I'm already going to be heavily encumbered, so I'm just going to stick with it. And then obviously you can focus Reg on more crits, and he just gets better at crits. And so he gets that lightning strike every time he crits. And again, he crits a lot. But I do think there is a runic weapon, another runic scimitar that's a +5 you get later on. And since Reg, he has the Blue Dragon Bloodline, he gets that bonus lightning damage, like extra lightning damage on any lightning damage he does. So the lightning damage on the scimitar is also applied, gets that bonus damage. So it's really good on him. Alright, now to the Rushlight Fields.
Adventures can wait.
We will rest.
We have nothing to talk about. We hold nothing in common. You see no value in life, while I am intoxicated by it.
Amazing. However miserable your being is, you still cling to it. You think that you are a free spirit, but you are merely a slave, cherishing her chains for fear of true freedom.
Alright, the Rushlight Fields has some fantastic merchants here, but also a lot of dialogue to read. And that's why it takes probably 2 episodes at least to do. Because there's a lot to read, a lot of people to talk to. I'm going to try and prioritize the merchants. Castruccio Irovetti. King Irovetti greets you personally. The bulky Kellet is broad-shouldered and looks to be somewhere around 50 years of age. His golden crown sits on long greasy hair above a heavily powdered face covered in bristle, and his expensive doublet is stained with oily spots. He guffaws as he squeezes you in a bear hug, enveloping you in the mixed scents of sweat, wine, and expensive perfume.
Well, my crown-bearing brother, welcome to my home. Stuff yourself, drink, be my guest. You've proven yourself in combat as well as affairs of state. Let's see how you do at having fun.
I feel like a child in a sweet shop. Entertainment, shopping, new trade connections, and the smell of intrigue in the air.
What a gloomy, dark place this Rushlight Tournament is. How can you not fall into despondence when you see all this ridiculous brightness, pride, vanity?
Forgive me for interfering into a conversation between illustrious persons. I just meant to inquire, how is my death sentence in absentia? When I inquired about it the last time, you still couldn't determine on the type of execution, honorable sir.
Aha! Sir Narthropple, of course, I remember. Well, today is a special day, and I think it will be acceptable to decorate it with a symbol of royal mercy. I officially grant you a pardon and cancel your sentence, but you know, between us, I decided on dismemberment.
Listen, you're the epitome of hospitality, aren't you? But not too long ago, your spy nearly killed me. You do remember the one named Tartuccio?
Tartuccio? The short purple fellow? Ha! You're bearing a grudge about something that happened years ago. I assure you that escapade in Lady Germandi's mansion was entirely his own arrogation. I sent him to spy on her, not to start a battle or a fire, or a flood for that matter. Now don't be so spiteful. I have invited you here to put all those little grievances behind us, and to establish a firm and lasting peace between our kingdoms.
I pat Irovetti on the back. I'm happy to finally meet you.
It's no good for kings and queens to stay in our palaces all the time. We need to meet, be friends with one another. It's all about keeping up neighborly relations, you know. So here's the plan. First, the Fishers' Triathlon. Then a boasting contest. And in the evening, the best part, a drunken melee. In the interim, there'll be a buffet, a fair, jugglers, acrobats, all the usual entertainment. And after the melee, I'll announce the winner. And then we'll have a festive banquet and a fireworks show. Then we just drink till morning or find a tent to crawl into. Your own or someone else's, depending on your luck. By the way, a knockout such as yourself will always be welcome in my tent. Just joking. Just a joke. Oh, and one more thing. I'll have to seal your sheath. This is a peaceful celebration, after all, and bullies will be kicked out immediately. It doesn't matter if it's a king who decided to kick up a row or just a shopkeeper. So behave yourself and don't start any fights while you're here. Well, I have to go. If you need anything, talk to Nunzio Arpaia. He's my master of ceremonies, so he's responsible for organizing this mess. Have fun.
Alright, so that's King Irovetti. He doesn't seem so bad, right? Wrong. He is awful. No, he's an interesting character, to say the least. Nice. Here's one of the traders. so we're gonna... Alright. Swords, armor, best Mavoni steel. Show me your wares. I'll take all of that. Do I have anything that's... Yeah, that's not worth holding on to. Sadly, I didn't get rid of some of these unique things before I headed over here. Alright, let's see what he has. Start with weapons. Dueling sword +4 is not better than what I currently have. Is mine a +4? It's a +3. So this is where I got my Earthbreaker +4 my first Let's Play, and it's what lasted me through the rest of the game, because they didn't have very many... There was only one unique Earthbreaker in the game, and it was... Well, I guess technically the Flaming Cold Iron one was unique, in that there was only one. But... yeah, this is one that lasted me through the rest of the game because there wasn't any better ones. So I'm not really interested in any, just the, here we go, Short Spear. So Morning, whenever this +4 Keen Short Spear lands a hit, it has a chance to cast Crushing Despair spell on the target. Whenever it lands a critical hit, it has a chance to cast Finger of Death spell. Wow, that's really good. I mean, free spells are always welcome. Spinebreaker, this +3 Unholy Great Club grants its wielder immunity to Bone Shaker and Bone Shatter spells. It has an improved critical range, 19 to 20. Does not stack with other effects that enhance the critical range. Whenever it lands a critical hit, it has a chance to cast a Bone Shatter spell at the target. So also really good. And Whimsy. Whenever this +3 short bow lands a hit, it has a chance to cast Hideous Laughter on its target. That'd probably be worth giving to Valerie. Or sorry, Octavia. Whoever. So no unique armor or shields. It's all stuff that I sold him. Okay. So some okay weapons, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for the other gear. Let's go find the other traders. Oh, here we go. A young man staggers toward you, his expensive doublet wet with wine. As he passes, he brushes shoulders with you and starts yelling, his breath rank with alcohol. Watch yourself. Who do you think you are, you pig? You tramped on my foot and ruined my doublet. Hick. I demand satisfaction. Yeah, best not anger me. I've put away more people and monsters than you have bottles over the course of your waste of a life. Get out of here while you still can. Sorry. Think I... Hick. Confused you for someone else. Sorry. My mistake. These things happen. Mumbling apologies, the bully disappears. Alright, best wares on the river. Don't waste time asking where they're from. Get these deals while they last. Alright, so this is where we get the good stuff at. So Ring of Circumstances used to be bugged. Don't know if that's been fixed or not. Alright, so the wearer of this ring can, after resting while wearing it, activate up to 4 abilities from the list below. Removing the ring will immediately remove all bonuses from it. So basically, yeah, whenever you rest, you pick 4 of these, and then they stay on you until you change them. Every time you rest, I think you can select it again. It used to be the most expensive piece of equipment in the game. It's only I think it used to be almost $1 million. It's only 370,000 now. So I think best for my character would be, you know, dexterity, charisma, and then probably armor class, and maybe saving throws, or no, probably weapon damage rolls. All right, Ring of Protection +4 is also really good. I'll grab at least one of those. But Physical Perfection +6. Also really good. Let's see. Perfect Components. Makes first, second, and third level spells cast by its wearer empowered and extended. Grab that. Mental Perfection +6. We're gonna have to do some back and forth here in order to afford all this stuff. It's so expensive. Still can't afford that. Ah, so frustrating. I hate selling unique stuff like this, but in this case, I think it's justified. My Cascader's Cloak. This cloak grants its wearer a +4 deflection bonus to armor class, a +4 resistance bonus to all saves, a +4 enhancement bonus to persuasion skill checks when used to intimidate, and a +2 bonus on attack and damage rolls against shaken targets. Can only be used by characters of evil alignment. This is the same thing. This is the opposite of that. +4 enhancement bonus to persuasion skill checks and a +1 bonus to armor class against evil aligned creatures' attacks. I think we find these later on anyway. I don't think we need this. Definitely don't need that. We'll sell that. Let's see. We'll sell this. That. 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 I'm a little split about what to get here. Resolver's Cloak isn't that good for my current character. Both of these are good for my main character. So I'm going to buy both of those. There we go. Much better. As far as this is concerned, you can have this. Then as far as the ring goes, I'll lose 1 to persuasion, but I can get better skill checks all around. So I don't think I have circumstance bonus on any of these, do I? No, it's just enhancement. So yeah, we will equip this. Oh, armor bonus. Okay, so the cloak might be better. I'll lose some of my saving throw. Let me go back and look at that. Where's it at? So yeah, this might be better because I get 2 more deflection bonus to armor class. I lose 2 to my saving throws. I'm gonna buy this. So my armor class should go up with this, right? Yeah, 41. So yeah, that's better. Again, I lose 2 to my saving throws are pretty good. I'm not too worried about that. We'll do it that way. Alright. See, dexterity and constitution. Who needs that? Does he? Sure, there you go. Alright, interesting. Alright, let's see if we can find the last merchant real quick, and then we'll... I don't want to talk to anybody yet. I think the last merchant's up here. Oh, well, shoot. Amid the tournament's frivolity, you notice that 2 men nearby are having a heated but hushed discussion. One wears flashy clothing fit for an entertainer, whereas the other wears the steel armor and red cloak of Patax's guard. It's difficult to hear what they're saying. Eavesdrop from a distance. Although the 2 huddle near one another, their voices only occasionally rising above the ambient laughter and music, you're able to overhear the rest of their conversation. The guard sternly chides the entertainer. I don't know quite what you're up to, Imar, but I know that look. You're planning something. Something dangerous. This isn't the time. You know he's become harsher about... Like Randy Tallwin, Imar interjects. The celebration? It's just more blood and sport to cover for the ongoing troubles. We both helped shepherd it along. This isn't the future we had planned for. but it's the one the fates have dealt. Can we really stand by? He begins to raise his hand and strike a pose as if preparing to make a bold declaration. The guard's hand intercepts Aimar's arm, firmly preventing the entertainer from making a scene. You know how harsh justice is these days. I've seen it with my own eyes, and it would crush me to see noble intentions harming good people, especially like you. I appreciate those feelings. I do. Aimar gently removes Talwyn's hand from his arm, but what Patax needs now is action, and I intend to act. The entertainer looks up, spots you, and smiles as Talwyn frowns and sadly walks away. It's a rare day that life emulates screenplays, Your Highness. Could it be that heroes have arrived in the people's time of need? He barely opened his mouth before he made my teeth itch, with all of this triacoa nonsense. Oh, heroism. That's exactly what we do. See that symbol in his clothing? That marks him as a member of the Red Crescent Theater in Patax, a fellow artist. She eagerly extracts her journal. Imagine the stories we could write together. What seems to be the problem? I first arrived here 5 years ago, answering King Irovetti's call for artists and actors to make Patax a new crucible for the arts. Admittedly, the king decided plenty of money to building new theaters and schools. Art only thrives, though, when there are visitors and patrons to pay for it. Aimar sidles closer, lowering his voice. And that's where Irovetti has failed. The Patax River is our lifeline, connecting us to the outside world. River pirates know it, and they prey upon incoming travelers. You might think the king would thwart these pirates and defend his people, but no. He's only sent escorts to protect key shipments, leaving everyone else to the pirates' depredations. This tournament, it hides how we suffer from the king's inaction. Now, when the king's soldiers cannot or will not vanquish the villains, what happens in the stories? He winks and gestures knowingly. That's right, heroes step in. Numerous victims have told me of the attacks, and I've pieced together the approximate location of the pirates' camp. If you can ambush and defeat them, traffic will flow, commerce will thrive, and you'll command the adoration of the boatmen, dock workers, artists, and more. Naturally, I'm prepared to write a play dramatizing your exploits. What do you say? Before I accept, I have questions. The wisest protagonist always has questions. What would you like to know? How many pirates are out there? It varies by the report. The camp could have a few dozen, so you might try to take them by surprise. And why hasn't the king acted against the pirates? That's unclear. It might be a lack of soldiers, or perhaps it's a lack of will. Leaving the pirates alone might also undercut political or economic enemies in some way. But at what cost? Is there a reward? Aimar laughs nervously. The term starving artist was fairly common in Taldor. Perhaps you haven't heard it before. I do not have much wealth, but I can help you win the people's adoration. I also understand that among the theater's props are a few enchanted items of actual value, so perhaps I can entice you with those. Alright, I know enough to make my choice. What will it be? I am always ready to thwart river pirates. I accept. Aimar grins eagerly. Then it's settled. I'll write down the directions real quick, and when you're done, you meet me in Patax so I can hear your account. No doubt the magistrate will be pleased to stop getting piracy complaints too. He draws a roll of parchment from a scroll tube. I hope you'll arrive in time to see my latest production. Speaking of which, I'm already late to oversee its rehearsal. Jathal unrolls the script and reads a few dozen lines. She winces and grimaces at several points before throwing the parchment to you. Utter drivel. This man is an amateur, and his work is an affront to art. Consider this a little preview. Good hunting. Can I talk to him again? No, he's leaving. Alright, he's gone. It's just gonna make me repeat everything. Alright, what did he give me? He gave me an item. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Alright, I'm not going to read all this right now. I'm going to call it an episode. And the next one, we will continue exploring the Rushlight Tournament. I'm actually going to fall back here. Because I want to start at the beginning, because we have people we need to talk to as we go through the tournament. There's one more merchant we can find that sells some decent stuff. But we will worry about that later. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.